Hi dear students, how are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is very important topic of international law, international politics, international relations, international political economy, political science, European and United States history, current affairs, essay, and asked in all examinations of commissions and universities of the world in graduation and masters. Today's topic is international law and its crucial role in the world politics of today. Introduction. International law was established by the European powers for the Europeans to perpetuate the supremacy of European powers over the world in the name of development and progress. Present-day international law has become an indispensable body of rules. The successful functioning of the United Nations system has enormously contributed to the acceptability and application of international law. The decisions and adjudication by International Court of Justice have broadened its nature, scope, consequently encompasses or covers economic, social, political interests of the individuals of the world. It also covers and helps protect fundamental rights and freedoms of individuals and also states. It has assumed the restraining role in international system. Even superpowers of today are accepting its decisions and avoiding infringing the rights of smaller states. Just as men could not live together in society or state without laws and regulation to regulate their life, so states could not have mutual interaction without any laws and conventions to manage their relations. Municipal laws or domestic laws govern the conduct of individuals of a state, while that of states through international law. The object of international law has been to produce a well-managed and acceptable system of international relations. Just as no man is self-sufficient in any society, no state can be self-sufficient. Therefore, mutual interaction among the states has become essential or necessary. International law is generally a body of rules and principles based on reason and universally accepted by the states. It regulates and manages the interaction of the states, applied to decide disputes in the world and assure the observance of justice, peace, and harmony among states. International law is a complex system composed of various ingredients such as principles of rights and justice, equality among states. It regulates the proper functioning of international institutions, non-state actors, and citizens of the states of the world. Now, origin and development of international law. The jurists, as per their time and affiliation, define development of international law. The main stages are primitive, ancient, the Middle Ages, and gradual development from 15th century to current era of internationalism. However, the Treaty of Westphalia of 1658 was an epoch-making event in the history of international law. Now definitions by few famous writers. Number 1, Oppenheim defines it as the body of customary and conventional rules which are considered legally binding by civilized states in their intercourse with each other. Number 2, according to Fenwick, it is a body of general principles and rules which are binding upon the members of international community in their mutual relation. Both definitions are definitions by various writers or jurists are to great extent are similar. That's why I will only mention two definitions. Now kinds. Number 1, public international law. Number 2, private international law. It is described in books you may see there. Number 3, next is subject matter of international law. What is it covers? It covers subjects of international law itself, sources of international law, rights and duties of states, recognition of states and governments, state succession, state territory, nationality, treaties and agreements, diplomatic immunities, settlements of disputes and laws of war. Now, the sources of international law. The main sources of international law are customs. Number 2, treaties. Number 3, legal commentaries. Number 4, general principles of law. Number 5, judicial decisions and arbitration of national and international courts. Work. Number 6, work of jurists and commentators of the world. Now, main topic is role of international law in world politics or in modern world politics. The present age is an age of internationalism in which the different states regularly encounter with each other. International law regulates the relations of states during time of peace as well as war. Certain rules and regulations have been evolved over the past few centuries, which are generally termed as international law. These rules regulate the mutual relations of the states according to certain accepted norms and prevent the use of unnecessary force for the settlement of dispute or any issue, whether it is commercial, it is political, it is territorial or any. States observe these rules in their national interest. It is an irony that the scholars of past ignored the significance of the role played by international law. It was before Second World War. As Oppenheim admits that international law is comparatively a weaker law because it is a law between and not above the states. It also lacks the coercive force of state law. In spite of number of weaknesses or shortcomings in international law, modern jurists do not deny its legal character and consider it as something binding. The role can be defined: 1. Before the World War II, and other important and authoritative role after the end of World War II, the establishment of United Nations system, decolonization, weakening and shifting of European power to other superpowers, start of Cold War and ideological war, strengthening of Third World under non-aligned movement, the end of Cold War and ideological war between West and East, or capitalism or communism, withdrawal of Soviet forces from Afghanistan, liberation of Kuwait, and solution of enormous issues of the world contributed for assuming its present powerful role in international relations. The role of international law before the World War II was only limited to Europe only, hence much importance was given to it. International legislation took place by way of law-making, treaties, arbitration, agreements, rules applied by International Court of Justice and sanctions employed by the agencies of United Nations over delinquent states. In present era, it is assumed enormous stature and states are not violating its prescriptions due to the presence of international institutions and International Court of Justice. The bilateral relations among different states are possible only due to the existence of the rules of international law. The commercial relations among the members of international community are because of potency and effectiveness of international law. The commercial relations among different countries are regulated under numerous bilateral and multilateral treaties which constitute an important part of international law. Even the social and political changes which took place in the international society anywhere in the world are largely due to international law. For example, the human security and rights have occupied a prominent position in the constitutional system of all countries following the pressure of United Nations and pro-people public pressures around the world. This was made possible by the adoption of Universal Declaration of Human Rights. International law indirectly or directly influences the conduct of international relations by providing the framework for states to follow. Presently, the states are respecting it because they do not like to be charged with its breach. Those states that breach the norms of international law are censured and punished by the international society or international community as a whole. The USA and its Western allies were coerced by the canons of international law to leave the Korean Peninsula and Vietnam. The former USSR was coerced to abide by the canons of international law by withdrawing from Afghanistan. The Iraq, who occupied Kuwait, was punished for violation of international law by the international community. The apartheid system prevalent in South Africa was abolished only because of the pressure of international law and pressure of the global community. The world community, for their acts against international norms, criticizes the big powers like USA, Russia and China or even Great Britain. These powers always refrain from doing any act against the norms of international law. It is clear that international law has played a crucial and significant role in international relations of today. Hence, it can be said that international relations can be systematically conducted because of the existence of body of international law. Without international law, the international system would not be able to survive or work smoothly. The destruction of humanity around the world before the World Wars I and II was only due to the absence and effectiveness of international law. and it was also a cause of world wars of 1 and 2. Now, Alan James writes in his book Law and Order in International Society that the significance of the international law is enduring and vital. It does not control the ebb and flow of international politics, but it does provide an indispensable framework for the political process. Without it, relations, if not minimal, could not be other than anarchical in the most drastic meaning of the word. Internationally, as elsewhere, law is a concomitant of ordered relation. Wish you good luck. See you in next lecture. Goodbye. God bless you.